Hello, I'm DeDe, and this is a 30-minute yoga session during which we will focus on extension, mostly spinal extension, for development of overall strength, stability, endurance, and mobility, as well as better posture and better joint function. Here's what you'll need: some water to sip on. You'll need a folded towel for some padding and maybe for some support too. If you're on a hard floor, grab your yoga mat and put it in the same orientation as mine. And remember, moving at the pace and the range of motion that feels right for you. So you change anything that you need to accommodate your body. So we're coming down onto our back. That's where we're starting. So I want you to come down in a way that works for you, however that is. Use your folded towel as a pillow if you need some extra support for your neck and your head. Otherwise, leave your folded towel off to the side. And we're coming down onto our back. And we're going to do that with our knees bent. So once you're down here, separate your feet wider than your shoulders and angle your feet in so you're a little bit pigeon-toed, and then let your knees lean against each other until they touch. That way you can relax, even with your knees bent. And then slide your shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that. And then rest your hands on your abdomen, right by your navel. And then with each inhale, you can feel passively the rise, and with each exhale, the fall of your belly. So just allow your brain to become a little bit quieter now. Your thoughts are fewer. Your movements are far less. You're trying to find stillness, except for the movement of your breath. Then if your eyes are closed, you can let them open. Let's walk the feet in closer to one another. And then we'll bring one knee into the chest, holding onto the back of the thigh, followed by the other. And then let's flex and point the toes, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, back and forth. Try to keep your head in the center as much as you can so you're not constantly turning your head to look at me. Now let's circle around through our ankles in one direction and then around in the other direction. One way and then the other way. All right, and then relax your ankles. Now let's press one heel up toward the ceiling and then bend the knee back in towards your chest and press the other heel up toward the ceiling. So as we're pressing the heel, we're flexing the foot, but then we relax the ankle as the foot comes down. right, now we'll bring the knees back into the chest. Take one foot down, take the other foot down, and let's move through our wrists, our fingers and thumbs. Circling, extending, flexing at the wrist. Squeezing into a gentle fist and opening the fingers up. So now we're getting ready to move into our first official spinal extension. So if you have a pillow under your head, you can probably take that out from under your head now. Bring your arms down to your sides. Your feet are in line with your hip joints. Inhale, exhale, lift your pelvis up into bridge pose. That's a little bit of spinal extension, kind of neutral, but moving toward extension. Inhale, bring your pelvis down. Exhale, press your hands down, press your feet down, lift up. Now let's add the arms. As the hips come down, the arms go up. And as the arms go down, the hips go up. Make sure you have plenty of space. See if your arms can go a little bit further up and overhead. Two more. Feel all the muscles through your back and through your hips, through your hamstrings, back of your thighs. Feel those contracting right there. And then let's come all the way down. Now turn your palms up and take your arms a little further out to the sides. Move your feet back out until they're wider than your shoulders. And let's take a deep breath in. And as we let the breath out, the knees go one way and we swivel our head around the other way. And get a little spinal extension here. And then inhale back to center. And exhale over to the other side. So spinal extension is back bending, basically. So there's extension of our spine, then there's hyperextension. We're going to probably steer away from most types of hyperextension. And we'll just stick with the extension. Helping us to have better posture. Helping us to have better mobility in our back. Better alignment in our yoga poses, more comfort when we're sitting in a car or on an airplane for long periods of time. It's just a really good thing to practice spinal extension. One more. All right, now let's turn all the way over onto one side and we'll help ourselves up. Pressing up and coming up into an all fours position. So if you're like me, you're going to want some extra padding underneath your knees. And we'll provide that right now with our folded towel. Now we warmed up our wrists and our hands and our forearms, but you still might want to be here on your fists instead of down on your palms. Otherwise you're here on your palms. Let's tuck the toes under. Feel that stretch in your toes. Now just the tailbone. Inhale, lift the tailbone up. And then exhale, point the tailbone down. Let's do that a few times. So as we move into extension, there's extension right there in our spine. And then there's a little bit of hyperextension. And then we'll exhale and we'll move into this, which is spinal flexion. Let's do that again. Try to keep your middle and your upper back stationary with your shoulders away from your ears as you're doing this. Feel what's happening in your low back? How does it feel? And then we'll come back to center. Now untuck your toes. Walk your hands one big step further forward. Inhale, bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. And then exhale, start to sit back a little bit. Make sure you have enough padding under your knees. Let's do that again. Forward. Stretch all the way out into a straight line from your knees to your head if you can. And then exhale, back. And again. See if you can sit back a little further. And see if you can come forward even further. Now we're not moving into spinal hyperextension here. We're just coming forward here into neutral, just neutral right here, just here. Not down like that. And then all the way back. Now halfway forward this time. Inhale, halfway forward. Exhale, your right arm reaches through to the left side. Inhale back to center, and then exhale all the way back with your hips toward your heels. Let's come halfway forward. Inhale, your left arm reaches through to the right side. Inhale back to center, all the way back as you exhale. Let's do that again with the right arm. So inhale halfway, exhale, reach through and twist. Inhale back to center and exhale all the way back. Here's the last one now. When you're ready, inhale halfway forward, exhale through. Now we'll stay back in our child's pose this time, so feel free to not be so far back if it's not comfortable for you. And rest for a moment. So remember, you're always welcome to rest when you need to. Listen to what your body says. If it says to stop for a moment and rest, you should do that, because your body knows what it needs. All right, let's come back up on our hands and knees, or fists and knees. So turn your head, look at me. So this, nose to knee, and then this, a little bit of extension through the back. That's called a bird dog together, those two moves. So can you join me and do it? Palms or fists. Let's start with the leg closest to me. Inhale, the leg is bent. Lift your chin, lift your leg, and then exhale. Nose toward your knee. Inhale back up again, and then exhale, neutral, hands and knees, neutral spine. Let's do the other side. Inhale, lift everything, and then exhale, tuck everything under. So stay in control now. Nothing is releasing or floppy or sagging. And then exhale, neutral, hands and knees. Start with your first leg again. Inhale, and when you're ready to exhale, tuck under. Inhale, up, and then exhale, neutral, hands and knees. One more time. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears, right? Always. All right, both knees down. Let's tuck the toes under, and then we'll drop the elbows down just in front of the knees, and then we'll rise back up again. So make sure you're getting the right amount of stretch through your toes. Do it again. Drop down, and come back up. Two more. It should feel good on your feet, like a nice stretch through your toes and your arches. Now this time we stay down. Make sure your hips are up higher if it's too much for your toes. Now let's release that, and we'll sit back into our child's pose once again, resting.
Now, if you're really comfortable sitting back with your arms very straight out in front of you, try coming up on the tips of your fingers and thumbs, so you can take a peek up here if you're not sure. So this is more stretch for your shoulders. If you're doing it, I'm sure you could feel that. All right, let's release that. Now we'll come forward into the full plank pose. So tuck your toes, lift your knees, exhale into downward facing dog, and then alternate your heels. Feel the stretch through your calf muscles, lower legs, hamstrings. Now press both heels all the way down. Step your foot that's furthest from me forward, and then take a second step until it gets all the way forward. Drop your knee that's closest to me down onto the extra padding and relax your foot.
Now on your inhale, sweep your arms up, and then exhale your arms down. Let's do it again, this kneeling lunge. With a big arm sweep. Look at that spinal extension, maybe a little bit of hyperextension if you're comfortable there. 2 more. One more. All right, take your hands on the inside of your front foot, lift your back knee, and we're going to walk hand over hand around to the other side. And that's why I wanted you to have your foot that was furthest from me as the foot that was stepping forward. So we'll move into our kneeling lunge, and then we'll inhale. This time the elbows stay bent and the arms complete that big circle around and down. If that feels okay, let's do it again. Is your front knee over your ankle? Try to make sure it is. And the last one. Now your hands are on the inside of your front foot. Lift up your back knee. Walk halfway around so we're facing one another, and then you'll turn your toes out. Hands on your legs. Knees are bent and soft. Shoulders away from ears now. Lift your chest up a little bit more. Now we'll go side to side with a lunge right here. Bend one knee as the other leg straightens, and then switch. Keep the knee lined up with the ankle in the center of the foot. Now on the side where the leg is straighter, let your shoulder drop down. Keep the knee aligned though, the bending knee. We want to cut down on wear and tear on our knee joints. And watching your alignment is one way to do it. Now we'll come back to the center, rise up higher, and we'll turn this way into a high lunge. So your right foot is in front. Keep your balance now as you come up on the tiptoes of your back foot. Now, just like we did when we were down on one knee, inhale, sweep the arms. You don't have to look up. If it causes you to lose your balance, don't look up. And then we'll do it again. Two more. You can always do the kneeling version again if that's better for you. Make sure you do the right one for you. And then we're making the transition to the other side. Take your time. Feet are on a railroad track. Tiptoes on your back foot. Just like we did last time we were facing this way, the elbows are bent now. So you inhale up, and then you finish the circular pattern, back and down. Feel the spine, feel the extension. One more. Now, keeping our balance, stay up. Turn toward me. Turn your toes out. Inhale. Exhale over into a side bend, so your knees are a little bit soft. Then inhale to the center. And then over to the other side. So if a straight arm doesn't feel good, you keep your elbow bent. Let's do it again. So elbow bent or straight. One more. All right, then we're coming back to the center. Let's bring our feet in closer together so we won't need this extra padding right now. Step around it or move it out of the way. Mountain pose. Hands together in front of your heart, close your eyes. Make the weight even across both of your feet and even from toes to heels. Now let your eyes open. If you need it, I want you to be near a wall or a sturdy chair or a countertop. Otherwise, I'm going to turn sideways. You don't have to. Otherwise, you're just in the middle of your space. So we take our left arm forward and our right hand grabs our right ankle. The knees are side by side. Now, if you can't grab your ankle, just bring your foot back or bend your knee this way. Otherwise, you're holding your ankle with your foot flexed. And then let's release that and we'll switch. Right arm forward, left hand holds your left ankle, or you just bend your left knee. Stay here. And then we'll switch. Same as the first round, but the arm will be up next to the ear with the elbow bent or straight. So left arm next to the ear, right hand around the right ankle, or just bend your right knee. Make sure you're flexing your foot. And then we'll switch. Keep your knees close together. Make sure you're still breathing. All right, bring your feet down, bring your arms down. Now watch, I'm going to show you this. This is what we did last time. Here's what I'm going to invite you to do this time. The dancer pose. So you push your heel out behind you while keeping your knees close together from right to left. Okay, it looks like this from the front. Okay, so your knee's not way out here, right? Let's try it. Left arm up, elbow can be bent, right hand around the right ankle, flex your right ankle, and then push the heel up and away and lean forward in response to that. So find a little bit more spinal extension if you can. And then we're coming up. So do you need to be near a wall or a countertop or a chair? Make sure you position yourself accordingly. right, let's come back up. Back into mountain pose. How did you do? Remember, balancing on one foot, it's not always successful, it's not always easy, so give yourself a break. Be compassionate. Close your eyes here if you're comfortable. All right, and then let your eyes open, relax your arms, roll your shoulders. So now let's inhale. Exhale, sit into chair pose. And then take your hands on your legs. Lift your tailbone up as you inhale. And when you're ready to exhale, tuck your tailbone under, keeping your shoulders down, keeping your upper back stationary, just moving the pelvis. Feel that spinal extension and then the flexion. So now neutral spine and then hinge up. When you're ready, take your arms up. You're inhaling. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. All right. Inhale, exhale over. Push your hips out to the left. Left arm is up, stay here, breathe. Get some support from your hand here. And then if it's okay with your shoulders, straighten your arm out a bit more. Otherwise, keep it bent. And then we'll inhale and come up. Exhale over. Let your hips shift out. Keep your knees straight. Use your breath to help you go a little deeper if that's your intention. And then we'll inhale and come back up. Exhale to the center. Now step the feet out a little wider than your shoulders. Turn your toes out. Inhale, exhale, push the air around this way and come up on the tiptoes of your trailing foot. We'll do it this way too. Inhale, exhale. Now stay facing forward. Inhale, exhale, turn just from the waist up. Stay here, wrap your arms around. And then we'll inhale, center, round the other way. Try to keep your hips stationary. And we'll do it again. And one more. Now back to the center. Place your hands as if you were putting your hands in your back pockets. And then draw the elbows back, draw the shoulders down, lift your chest up a little bit. So this is pushing us into a tiny bit of a back bend, just a little one. Make sure that your tailbone is tucked into your body. And then we'll come back to an upright position. Wrist circles. And then shoulder roll. All right, so how did that feel? Did you enjoy bringing your body into a more open position with the spinal extensions? You helped yourself have more mobility, greater flexibility through your spine, and better posture. Boy, whether you're on your mat or off your mat. So as usual, thank you for joining me, and until next time, be well.